Good morning, people. How we doing? I think I've just met the nicest man that works for a corporation that I've ever met. We're going to get into that. Lovely to see you. Good morning. It is Monday. We are ploughing on with November. Soon to be December. I know. Where's the year gone? Eh? Everyone's been subdued, haven't they, with the Rona 1984, the longest lasting thing that China have ever produced. Let me tell you, unbelievable. How we doing, peeps? We've got peeps in the room. So I've got. I get some really weird things happen to me. Got to be honest with you, but it's all good in the hood. So I was popping out to work earlier this morning. I had to go and take out a shower tray and shower enclosure, and I'm waiting for all the new stuff to turn up. And there was a guy sat next door in a van, and I thought, I reckon I know what that's all about. So I walked up to him, beautiful Muslim man, guy called Sam, fair play. And this is how the story goes. This is unbelievable. So I tapped on the window. I went, "You're right, mate." I says, "What are you here for?" And I said, I see the paperwork. I went, "You're on the wrong driveway." I said, "I'm next door." "Get back from me, man, 2 meters and all that." I said, "Don't worry about it." I said, "If you're really bothered," I said, "mate, don't tell me what to do. And if you're really bothered, you just put your mask on, eh? You just put your mask on." How's about that? Anyway, we start chatting. And he says, "So what are you under? Common law? Free man or the land?" And that I went, "No." I said, "But it's interesting to know how you know about all of that." He said, "My mate, Tyrone," now let me tell you who Tyrone is. Tyrone's a really decent Jamaican man, like really decent. And Tyrone had some bad stuff happen to him a few years ago, where he got dragged out of the car by the police and beat up by the feds. They smashed windscreen glass into him. I mean, it's like scenes of Nazi Germany. That's how I see this. And he's given lots of talks, Tyrone has. He's a real decent geezer. He went and gave a chat with Tom Crawford and a few of the boys a couple of years ago, and I've listened to him intently. And he now lives in Birmingham, and he's a good friend of my friend Del Henry. And Del Henry is a Rasta man, and I love him to pieces. I really do. So it transpires, and I said, "Tyrone?" He says, "Yeah." I went, "Jamaican guy?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Quite tall?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "I know Tyrone." "Oh my God." He said, "I think I've seen your face on the social media sites." I said, "You probably have." Anyway, we had a beautiful conversation, and he's gone on his merry way. But he was such a gorgeous man, let me tell you. He really was. I'm not going to say the name of the company he works for. I'm not, but that's the power of positivity. He said, "So what law you stand under?" I said, "God's law, innit?" And I said, "You're a Muslim man, innit?" I could tell he was Muslim. I just knew. And 29-year-old dude, couple of kids. And I just blessed him. I said to him, "Salam alaikum, you have a lovely day." And he went, "Oh, thanks, man." It's honestly the power of just being decent to people and being nice. I told him about the story what happened with Kent Police jumped my gate, and he's laughing. I said, "But take your property." He said, No. He said, "We'll leave that for the next man that comes along." So it was very interesting. He just went on his merry way. And as he was going down the road in his van, I was following him behind. He's got his hazard lights going and acknowledgement. And I just give him a good flash. Let me tell you, let that man have a blessed day. Make that man have a blessed life, because he's a proper decent fella. And if anyone knows how to get hold of this guy called Sam, please, I know my videos go to a lot of homes in and around the world in the country, and people sit indoors, they watch him on flat screen. Some people have sent me some stuff years ago of where they've been watching me. And I tell you, it's quite embarrassing when you see these big screens and you see your face pop up on the screen, and I'm just like, oh God, I'm really not. I don't know. I find it quite embarrassing. I'd give a talk a few years ago to 400 people in Leeds with Jason Noter and that. And they said to me, "Don't look up. Don't look at everyone." What did I do? I looked at everyone. and I froze. It was so scary. But it was good in the same token. It really was. So, yeah, this geezer this morning, Sam, let me tell you, have a blessed day, mate. Have a blessed life. Salam alaikum to you, son. And may God give you all that you ask for. Read Islamic law. That is what they act under. This guy was a dude. I really liked him. And I said to him, listen, if you're wearing masks, don't harm yourself. You're harming your lungs, your carbon dioxide levels. I said, this is all a big con. I said, this isn't about a virus. This isn't about the longest lasting thing that the Chinese have ever produced. This is about control. And he went, yeah, I know. He said, I've had enough. He said, I want out. He said, I don't like this system. This is from a guy working for one of these big corporations. Let me tell you, he was Paka. Their cap is Takia. Their method is Takia. Yeah, I understand what Takia is. But he was a nice guy. He was just a nice guy. We had a very pleasant conversation and it was all good. Would I put one in the forest for me, as I could do with a waterproof big screen there? Yeah, so very interesting morning. And I took his piece of paper and I'm going to send it out to Boris Johnson now, because we've appointed Boris Johnson as the trustee. We've expressed the public trust. So Boris is going to be getting that in the post and he's going to have to deal with it. I freeze when the cat looks at me. Don't blame you. Afternoon all. Is it afternoon? I'm Bendale. It might be. Morning, Dave. Oh, we've got confusing signals here. We've got morning and afternoon all in one day. Jackie Jones. How you going, Jax? Nice to see you. So this geezer took all my details and I'm really hoping he gets in touch, because I'd love to help his family get freedom. I really would. So if you know Tyrone, who's in Birmingham now, Del Emery, anyone like that, and you can get a message to Tyrone and get a message to this Sam. I'm hoping he gets in touch, actually. I've given all my email stuff. Boris is trustee. Yes, Boris is now trustee. Yes, I've expressed it. I've appointed Boris as trustee for the public name. Yes, I have done that. Bosh, job done. Certainly I have. Free from toxic, Carol. How are we doing? Sorry, Dave, it's dark up here. Hugh Macbeth, it's all right, love. Dark? Dark? What's it doing dark up there? Is it overcast? Nasty. We're almost in the end of November, and it's the 23rd of November, and the sun has been shining out here this morning. It really has. I said to this guy, I said, look, your company, whoever you are, will never, ever put a prepayment meter in my house, electric. I said, and I'll tell you for the reason why. I've got 92 solar panels, 12 kilowatt system. I said, now these electric meters, unless they're a feed-in one, which I don't want nothing to do with, only they don't recognise which ways the energy is flowing. So if I'm making energy and it's going back to the grid, that meter's registering it and it's coming the same way. I said, I do over 50 kilowatts a day in the summer. I can't keep up with that. He said, no. I said, I'll make you right. I said, I don't use your gas now. I use LPG. So I said, it don't make no sense. So now he's liable for all that he doesn't do. Makes sense. Well, boyo, it's 12:45. Don't trust his government money. Listen, this guy this morning, right, doing his job, he's clearly not enjoying what he's doing for a living. And when he was telling me all that he's worried about the future for his kids and that, trust me, he said, I'm glad I met you this morning, Dave. I said, mate, same as. I said, you know, we got to understand that the system loves divide and rule, divide and conquer. It's a very old thing. When Muslims fight Christians, when black fight white, when gay fight straight, it's all subtraction from the greatness and the truth. And the whole system wants us continuously fighting against one another. I don't see people that do bad things as a Christian that's done a bad thing, or a Muslim that's done a bad thing, or someone that's into Hinduism's done a bad thing. I just see a man or a woman that's done a bad thing. I've not paid electric for 3 years now. Go on, Laura, and I'm loving that. It is these big corporations that started off, I think, with good intent to work for us, but now they've taken over and now they're the master race, and we can't allow that. A woman yesterday mauled by a police dog, life-changing injuries. That's just a very pleasant way of saying she's fucked. It is, you know, she's had big lumps took out of her thighs. For what reason? And the 4 coppers stood back. They've had to beat this dog to get it off. It could have killed her. Would have, mate. I'm just seeing Wehrmacht. I'm just seeing German stormtroopers. I'm just seeing men with machine guns. I'm thinking, fucking hell, England, what have we done? There we go. Proud of you, Lauren. Go on, my son. Every minute of every day, you deny these corporations a lifeline. You are winning. All right. When you're out protesting, screaming and shouting in the freezing cold, you're not winning because it's begging. But people, when they decide to turn away and say, no, I'm not having this, I'm not paying this no more, I'm turning away, you're winning because the system is just, that's all you are to the system is currency. You know, any man that puts his hands in his pockets against your will is despicable. Now, I've always tried to make an honest living. Now, if I had a way of doing it without being part of this complete system, you best believe that I would. I would never, ever. I mean, we all do what we do as a means to an end, but there's a middleman, isn't there? There's this interloper. There's this government that always wants his taxes, that always, if you buy food, wants his taxes. I mean, I'm sick of it. Nature and God gives us everything for free, and that's a fact. You can't argue with that fact. You might try to, but the fact is, if it's here and it exists, it's ours. It's free. The gas, if it exists, is ours to use. You know, we're just being used by the slave token system, aren't we? Morning, Dave. Simon Boyle, how are you, love? Nice to see you. Hugh Macbeth giving Lorraine a bit of a, well done, Lorraine. Go on, Lorraine. Loving it, my sweetheart. Bless you. So, look, I wanted to just pop in this morning and give you a very short video about what happened today while it was fresh in my little cognitive mind. We only used to pay stamp duty when we own utilities. There you go. There you go. It's unbelievable what they've all done to us. These local councils, they're just a mafia. They are a mafia. But Croydon Borough Council's gone bust. Sadiq Khan's in ruin to that. And, you know, my favourite scene in any film is Brad Pitt when he's at the end of Fight Club where he's holding his girl's hand and he says, don't panic, sweetheart, everything's going to be all right. And all these buildings start detonating and dropping. Now, that is a metaphorical thing, but what it means is the collapse of all these people that think their shit don't stink that up in these ivory towers. That's the collapse of that. And I'm all for that because I think it's gone too far. I think we need to start again. I think we need to get back to decency. And we're going to get there, trust me, because this world is waiting. There is no one out there that I can talk to now that doesn't really know too much about stuff. Everyone's jumping on it like a car bonnet, and it's fantastic to see. And long may that continue to happen. Long may you strive to find your freedom. Long may you strive to have liberty. That's what we always. We were born. We're God-given. This is God's planet, ladies and gentlemen. Why are we begging to live? Why are we begging to pay bills? What are we doing? It's only corporations that should pay bills. The corporations are the only ones that should be keeping this system afloat, not us in our private capacity. No way. Long Dong, oh, I'm sure it is, love. Afternoon, how you doing? It was better when I was a kid. Exactly. I'm very glad. Got to be honest, I'm 53 years of age. And when I leave this mortal coil, I shall not be coming back into another one. I will fight God personally if he tries to send me back here in another body. I'll have it right out with the spirit realm, let me tell you. Not a chance. Liberty? Exactly. There is no liberty. Hi, Dave. Hello, Carol, Georgina. How are you, Dave? Just chatting about this beautiful man I've just met from a company this morning. Muslim man called Sam, 29 years of age. He knows a good buddy of mine called Tyrone, who does fantastic talks, Jamaican guy. Knows Tom Crawford and all the other normal suspects. And it's funny, like when he started talking and he said, so what are you, free man of the land? And I'm like, how would you even know? But I said, no, I'm not. I said, but anyway, he started telling me, he said, yeah, I'm into all this stuff big time. He said, I was like, well, really? He said, yeah. He said, me and my mate Tyrone. I went, Tyrone, big talk Jamaican guy. He said, yeah. I said, does talks? He said, yeah. I said, I know him. I don't know him personally, but I know of him. He's a very good buddy of my Rasta mate, Dale Henry, who I love and adore like you got no tomorrow. I don't want to come back either. No, I ain't coming back to this shit. So I'm going to say to God, listen, mate, put your fucking dukes up. Me and you are going to be having a battle now. You are not sending me back to that shithole to go through that again. I'll join you with punching God in the face if you force me to come back. Absolutely. Yeah, mate, I'm telling you. But maybe if we get it changed, maybe I won't feel like that when I die, eh? Maybe when I leave this mortal coil, I don't know how long, 10 years, 20? Who's to say? If I live another 30 years, I'll be 83. So I'm over the hill now, as considered. And it don't bother me because I live every single day in God's grace. And if he took me tomorrow, I'd say hallelujah. It doesn't bother me at all, life and death. Really don't. I'm not suggesting I'm going to enjoy going through the process of dying, but hey, it's natural. We can't fight nature. What can you do? I've been sent back 6 times as I have more to do, all good things. I've been sent back once. This is not a world for a gentleman. No, it's not. I agree with it all. Yeah, no. The system's just ravaging, isn't it? But we will get a level on it. Trust me. I reckon by Christmas there's going to be a lot going on. Apparently, someone put up a post earlier. I'm not too sure if it's true or not. Probably not true. But someone said that George Soros has been arrested for interfering with the voting system in America. And if that's true, that's good news. But it might be baloney. I'm not too sure. There's a lot of stuff going on the Truth Movement, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty much done with Facebook. They keep banning me. It's a waste of time. I just share videos on there. But one thing I want to say before I depart is that truthers need to lose their egos. They need to stop fighting with one another. They need to stop fighting for positions. There is no positions in this. This is just about freedom, liberty, and greatness. There's nothing more to be said on that subject. And I want people to start arguing with one another and just come together, because when they're arguing and taking chunks out of one another, they're being divided. The system's dividing them. The system knows exactly how to divide people. You won't never see me engaging in any of that. But I'm quite glad I'm at the point where I'm at. You know, I've done a lot in my life. I've had a fantastic life. My life's been fantastic. It's had its ups and it's had its downs, but that's just life. It's like a sine wave. It's a heartbeat. Afternoon, Dave and all, they've all banned Anna Breeze. Well, my good God, have they really? That's sad. But that tells me that when you're over the target, expect flack, right? Anna Breeze, ex-BB journalist, I imagine she's a little bit really wound up. I mean, I could go a lot deeper on stuff on here than I do, because I don't want to get banned from here. But if I get banned from here, it don't bother me. It really doesn't. I'm not bothered in the slightest. But I'm very glad that I'm very connected with a lot of great souls around this country. And it's been epic getting to know you all. I mean, absolutely epic. I love every single one of you. You're just all awesome people. And I'm glad to have been part of this Renaissance period. Dave Graham's been banned as well. Job one. What, Daddy Dragon? English? Oh, my God. They're really going for it now. Oh, bless you, YouTube. Don't ban me. But anyway, if you do, you do. Not a lot I can do about that. Susan McManus, how you doing, Treacle? You all right? That's sad that Graham's been banned. But it tells us, it bothers us, bless you. It tells us that we're over the target. Apparently, there's a new social media website now called Parler, which I've just kind of logged onto, but it's a bit busy and a bit messy. I'll have to try and figure it out at some point. But it is what it is. I'm done with Facebook. I can't be doing with it. It's a mess. And everyone's attacking one another. It's shameful to see. It really is. But Facebook is a massive thing for divide and conquer. It really is. There's a guy I'm particularly interested in at the moment who's the hairdresser, Met. He's awesome. They shut him down. And he's really doing some good stuff. He's obviously got a very measured personality and a very calming influence about him. And he's reaching a lot of people, and God bless him for it. But he knows that we've got to come together. We can't be divided. We've got to stop being divided. We've got to stop fighting amongst one another, people. Trust me. Just accept people for who they are. You know, really and truthfully, please do. DD on D Live, so I hear. Yes, I can't get my head around Parler, Dave. No, it's a bit tough, isn't it, Trev? I got banned from Face Fart for 3 days. I'm going for the record. Go on, Martin Humphries. Wear it like a badge, man. Sean Gooner. Met was live in F-Book 10 minutes ago. He's now gone from Facebook. No, they've done him. Have they? They deleted him. Mate, they keep banning me. It's like they put me in the cooler like Steve McQueen. I'm getting a glove and a baseball. Cooler. I'm just sitting there all day and throw this ball up against the wall. Every time they just ban me. It's a waste of time. But why do they ban people like us? Because we're being noticed. Because we're spreading the truth. We're spreading the gospel. We're spreading what mankind should be. And the dark side is scared. And so it should be, because we're changing this world, ladies and gentlemen. You've got no idea the amount of people now that are fired up that want their freedoms back. And they're going to take them back at some point. How's work, Davey? I've just been to work this morning, Trev. I thought I'd come in and tell you the story this morning about a beautiful little guy with the energy companies that was sat on my neighbour's drive. And he knows quite a few pals of mine and we just had a nice old chat. And rather than him being all aggressive with me and Bush, we were high-fiving, shaking hands, and I said to him at the end when he left, "Salam alaikum, have a great day." And he was like, you could see it really touched him. So God bless him. If anyone can get hold of Sam, the guy lives in East London. He knows quite a few of my friends. He knows Tyrone. Then get hold of him to get in touch. I'm hoping he emails me, because I did give him my email, and I'm going to send him some stuff. So, peeps, listen, till later today, make a nice warm jumper in the cooler. Yes, exactly. Cooler. Get in the cooler. And that poor woman that got mauled this weekend by the dog. And the 4 cops just stood around and watched it. And then they had to beat the dog to get it off of her. Probably would have ate her up like a tin of jam. Probably would have killed her. She probably bled to death if no one else was around. And the police, they all sleep at night, didn't they? What part of East London? I'm in Hackney. I don't know what part of East London, but he was a gorgeous man. 29-year-old, quite tall, wiry built, and nice beard. And he was just amazing. He was just such a nice guy. And he said, "I'm so glad I met you today." I said, "Everything happens for a reason, brother. Everything." The cops are the animals. They're worse than animals. They've gone too far, Hugh. And if people are passively going to accept that kind of behaviour and tolerate it, what a future they've got coming. What a future they've got coming. My good God. So I say resist. I say push back. I say do never accept this as a normal. Because if you do, one day it will be you that it touches. It could be you getting mauled by the dog. It could be you having triplex smashed in your windscreen. It could be you having your kneecap shattered in 2 places by coppers with an asp, and that copper's now in prison for sexually assaulting a woman. Cosmic, eh? These people really, truthfully, are devils. Violence begets violence, Dave. Absolutely right, son. Afternoon. Oh, I don't want to do this revolution, renaissance with any form of violence. I just need hundreds of thousands of people that all align with their soul and their destinies and say, we ain't having it no more. Denmark is a fine, shining example of how they tell their government no. The people of Denmark, Daneland, have just sent their government with regards to the coronavirus lockdowns a very clear-cut message, and their government went, yeah, all right, now we're backing down. You got no idea how powerful we are when we all come together. We need to come together. We need unity. We need to stop fighting. We need to not keep taking chunks out of someone because they're a Muslim, because they're a Christian, because they're gay. We have to accept people for what they are. Let's come together. Let's get our country back, people. That's the only way you're going to do it. You ain't going to do it any other way. And we will go to the head of the snake. All right? We'll go to the head of the snake, and we will bring God's kingdom back with his people in no time. Who's up for it? If you're up for it, come and join the channel. Feel free to subscribe, like, share, do what it is you've got to do. Until we whack one of them down, job's fucked. I like it, Mick Ramo. You're not telling any lies there, brother. You're not telling any lies. I'm going to allow that comment. How's that? Bosh. So, peeps, listen, till later today, I've got to go and do some stuff. Look after yourselves. Stay blessed. Stay happy. Carry on doing what you're doing. Lauren Pace said, 14 stitches I got off a police dog. My head was a mess. Memories sometimes you don't want to remember. They're animals. They work for Lucifer. I swear they work for Lucifer. I really do think they're the devil's whores. Trust me, I really do. I'm a man that reads the Bible. I see all this stuff coming. People say, Dave, you never guess what's happening. I go, yeah, I believe it. Yeah, no worries. Yeah. Did it happen? Yeah. Did she have chunks took out of her leg? Yeah. Did she almost bleed to death? Yeah, I can quite happily believe that. Because we're seeing this evil manifest out of control. And it's got to stop. Head of the snake. The body runs away. Yeah, you've got to take the head of the snake off. You've got 2 places that you've got to level, and that is Downing Street and Parliament. And all you do is you turn up in mass numbers of people and you let them know very quietly and silently that they must change their ways and learn from their mistakes and never to go back to that, whatever it is they're subjecting us all to. And they will do. They would not even question it. But we need hundreds of thousands of people, ladies and gentlemen, of good spirit and of good cheer, that have decency, honour and greatness in them, that are prepared to stand side by side and just laugh and joke and accept people for who they are. Even if someone next to you shits their pants, just accept them for who they are. All right. I love you all. I will be coming back to you a little bit later today. I'm going to go and do some bits and bobs now. Remember the words that we're using. We don't do this for our own benefit. We don't do this for any other reason apart from imparting information and trying to bring back the spirit, the niceness. That is it. I don't want any evil wickedness going on in my country. I don't want to see people being harmed like they're being harmed. And if we don't stop this evil, we are in lots of trouble. So, people, till next time, I will see you soon. Stay blessed, stay safe, and love to all you and all your families. May God's wish and will be all over every single one of you. Take care.